What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the GameFreak. After 6 years, I finally decided to give Days Gone a try, and this is thanks to my subscribers. So this is what I thought of it. Let's dive into this. In 2016, I started seeing sneak peeks of a new open world survival game called Days Gone. It looked like a different take on your typical zombie game. Actually, these aren't your typical zombies or even called zombies. In Days Gone, they are referred to as freakers. And honestly, they are pretty freaky. The noises they make, the way they look, the way they move, and the way they will run after you when they spot you. But more about them in a bit. This game was announced by Sony in 2016 as an exclusive and propped to be one of the best on the PlayStation for 2018. Unfortunately, numerous delays happened and it wasn't released until the following year. By that time, I was seriously zombied out. I was already overplaying the Resident Evil games and countless hours on The Last of Us. Not to mention the Walking Dead television series. It was zombie overload. So I passed on the game. A pretty crazy feeling considering I'm a huge horror fan. That being said, I passed on purchasing the game on its release. I started watching reviews on it and they honestly weren't good. To me, that was unfortunate because it looked like an absolutely beautiful game in a darkish way. Years passed and I started seeing Days Gone videos pop up again. I seen initial reviews change. Apparently the bugs and glitches were finally fixed that gave the game such a bad name. I still held off on purchasing. 5 years later, I was out game hunting and seen Days Gone for $15. I decided to pick it up for the hell of it. I figured, why not? I ended up putting up a survey with 4 games on a community post, and I asked my subscribers which game they'd like me to complete and review. Days Gone received an overwhelmingly majority, so here we are. I went into this game not expecting much, to be honest. I figured this was going to be just another zombie outbreak in a city type setting. And initially, it started out that way. Your wife gets severely injured by a freaker, and you put her on a helicopter for safety, and you and your buddy are left behind to fend for themselves in this now infested area. But that's not what it ended up to be at all. There is actually a great story that unfolds with lots of twists and turns. If you have never played this game, I don't want to give any spoilers away, so I'm not going to get into the details of the story. I'm just going to give my overall impressions and the game's objectives, gameplay, and physics. So let's unpack all of this. Your motorcycle is your means of transportation when you travel the fairly decent sized map. Throughout the game, you can loot broken down vehicles for parts so you can repair your bike. You'll definitely need those parts because damage will happen to your bike from the rough terrain. But you'll also be able to upgrade your motorcycle at various camps after you earn their trust. The mechanics of the camps will offer repairs, engine upgrades, better tires, shocks, storage bags for ammo, bigger gas tanks, paint jobs, and so much more. The better you upgrade your bike, the less damage it will take on the road. But upgrading that gas tank is vital. You don't want to be searching for gas cans constantly or stopping at abandoned gas stations to fill up when you're on the road. Usually those gas stations are infested with freakers or squatters. It's rare that you'll ride up on a gas station without having to endure at least a small battle before filling up. Some buildings are also infested with nests. These are where the freakers tend to sleep during the day, though there are some wanderers out during the daytime. To clear these nests out, you simply set them on fire with a Molotov cocktail and shoot the freakers as they come running out at you. When killing freakers, you'll collect their ears as bounties. You can turn these bounties in at the various camps you visit and gain trust, and sometimes a bit of cash. You can also earn cash running errands and completing missions for the leader of the camps. Every camp you visit has a weapons dealer, a mechanic, a bounty collector, a kitchen to donate food, and a place to sleep. You always want to make sure you restock your ammo and grab the weapons you want to take with you before leaving camp on your next mission. Your craftable items such as explosives and medical supplies will always be in your inventory. However, you can choose which type of handgun, sidearms such as a machine gun, and a special weapon such as a sniper rifle you take with you on your mission. Not only will you be armed with 3 firearms, you can also carry a melee weapon such as a bat, a 2x4, axe, machete, and so forth. You can also craft your melee weapons to make them more deadly. This includes attaching a saw blade to any wooden stick you find or currently have, or wrapping a baseball bat with barbed wire. You definitely have to make sure you attach a suppressor to your guns when clearing out an enemy camp so you don't give away your position. The same goes for if you're in an area looking for an item that is infested with freakers. You shoot a freaker without a suppressor, the sound of the shot will attract all the others in the area and they will swarm towards you. It's best to make things easier on yourself because everything is out to get you when you're out and about. There are wolves that will chase you even when you're on your motorcycle. They can actually keep up with you and they'll try pulling you off your bike. Luckily, you can use your handgun while riding to shoot them. The gigantic bears will try to do the same thing, but fortunately they can't keep up with your ride. You definitely need to be alert at all times. Not all enemies are of the zombie type. You'll also be facing off against different militias who are camped out all around the map. And then there are the Rippers. I'm not real sure how to describe these guys. The best I can do is say they are hopped up on hallucinogens and are into self-mutilation. They are covered in burns and scars and are just absolutely insane. Their group doesn't feel pain like the other militias. In fact, they will take a couple more shots to kill unless you hit them with a headshot. But the freaker hordes are where the game gets crazy. These hordes will range from a small group of 25 to a huge group of 500 swarmers. The minute even one of them spot you, they all come running at you. I know it's just a game, but just imagine having 500 of these freaky bastards chasing you. It's honestly a terrifying sight. So many times in this game, I thought I was near the end, but then the story would take a drastic turn. Some things were predictable, and other things surprised me, but eventually I did finish the game. I never thought I'd say this, but I honestly enjoyed this game more than any Resident Evil game, which is my favorite horror video game series. I don't expect everyone to agree with me on that statement, but there was just something about this game. Maybe it's because I'm a sucker for open world games, maybe it was the smooth gameplay, or maybe I just really enjoyed the control scheme and how easy it was to get acquired to it. I really can't pinpoint it, I just really enjoyed this game. Now, by no means do I think this game is a masterpiece like many others label it. It's also far from perfect, but there's plenty of things that are great about it that will keep you engaged and wanted to continue playing it. As fun as it was, there are some negatives that I need to point out to be fair. As far as the story goes, I honestly liked it, but it wasn't the game's strongest quality. The acting was also mediocre at best. Some of the NPCs in the game swing their arms around while talking, and it doesn't always sync up with what the emotions behind whatever they're talking about is. But none of these things take away from enjoying the game. Even though I did complete the story and the credits rolled, there is still so much more I have to do to 100% complete it. I still have plenty of side missions to do and plenty of nests and hordes to burn. I'll eventually get to that, but my main goal was to get through the story first. I can't guarantee that this game is for everyone. Game reviews all come down to how the person who played the game felt about it. I personally really enjoyed it. That doesn't mean that you will. However, If you enjoy open world survival games where you can perform missions the way that you want to, I think this game has all the right elements for you. Whatever bugs were in the game at its release, they definitely did a great job patching up the problems. I honestly ran into zero issues. I'm not sure if it's because I played it on the PS5 rather than the PS4, and maybe that made it run better. I'm not real sure, but I experienced no lag or graphic glitches. It played absolutely amazing. Overall, I really enjoyed this game. Again, it's not perfect, but I can confidently give this an 8 out of 10. I'm really glad I finally gave this game a playthrough. I'd like to thank my subscribers for picking this game for me to complete and review. If it weren't for your votes for Days Gone, I may not have yet even put this disc in my console. So great pick, guys. If you are new to this channel, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps out this channel a lot and I greatly appreciate it. And until the next video, game on everybody.